Welcome to this special edition of Queen's Park Report. I'm Mark Rockburn. Joining me this afternoon is the newly named Minister of Environment, Conservation and Parks, David Piccini. David, thanks for taking time out of your schedule. I know it's been hectic and crazy, and congratulations. So first, let's start off about, David, how are you informed? And I guess your first reaction of being told that Mr. Ford wanted you to be the new Minister of Environment, Conservation and Parks.
Yeah, thanks very much, Mark. It was just after our morning meeting, actually, with the ministry team and colleges and universities that I got a call from the Premier this morning. And we had a really nice chat about, he offered me this position as Minister of Environment, Conservation and Parks, which of course I accepted. It's a big honor to serve in cabinet with the team and to continue to advance our Made in Ontario Environment Plan. So I'm very honored to have this role. We had a really good conversation about where I'm going to be heading, and I obviously thank the Premier for having confidence and trusted me to join cabinet and take on this significant position. And I'm excited. I mean, I'm looking forward. I think at this juncture, I owe it to the people of Ontario and the people of this community to really work hard this weekend, settling into the binders and the briefings that are to come, and to hit the ground running.
You certainly didn't, once you were told the news, David, you certainly didn't shy away from your constituency work as you're out today at an opening of a new business in Port Hope. So how was it to be able to keep that inside and not letting it slip when you're out and about with the constituents and the general public today? Well,
it was funny because I had a few congratulations and it caught me sort of off guard there. It was for the recent engagement. So it's been quite a few weeks, or past few weeks for me, but it was, being in Sandals earlier today and going out to that business. It's Friday, and we had a lot of constituency activities. So it was quite surreal, to be honest. I was there with the mayor and the DBIA and the chamber for that new business. And at its core, it's the people of this riding that put me in this place. And my responsibility is to the people who elect me. And while this additional role and responsibility is something I'm honored to take on, and I'll take it on, and I will work exceptionally hard to tackle climate change, to work with our team in the civil service. But first and foremost, it's the people of this riding that I'm so honored to represent. And that's, obviously the number one priority is to serve the people who put me here.
David, we all know it, or anybody that's been around you, have always valued or always worked to put your constituents first, even when you were working at Queen's Park. So how do you juggle that now as being a former backbencher in your government to now being the Minister of Environment and trying to have to weigh those two issues now?
Well, I mean, I've always prided myself on being very engaged in this community. I said from day one that when I was represented that I would focus on the people up on 3rd, 4th Line Road. I mean, in the spirit of reconciliation, I've got our next pop-up office with Chief Carr in Hiawatha, and we're going to be embarking on more pop-up offices this summer as we enter the Reopening Ontario 3-step plan and into step 2. And so for me, the priority is and always will be the people of this community who represented me. This opportunity, I view it as just another opportunity. I view this as, we boast Presqu'île. We boast so many, we boast different conservation lands. We have the Northumberland Forest, Rice Lake, the Plains. We just recently invested in projects to preserve wetlands in Rice Lake. So for me, this is exciting. I can take this file. We can work on exciting files within our community, but of course across the province of Ontario. And I'm very excited because we're at a crossroads now. We've got a robust EV electric vehicle strategy. We've got climate change is real, and it's something that is going to require a decisive action from all levels of government. And I just can't wait to be a part of that and to work hard for the people of our community and of Ontario.
David, how do you get up to speed so quickly now to become the get on track and to find out what the priorities are with the Ministry of Environment?
Well, we have our first cabinet meeting coming up in a few minutes, and I've already spoken to the deputy And the deputy and I had a good conversation. I know I'm going to be heading into Toronto over the weekend to pick up some files to review different decks and just to really acclimatize myself to the ministry and to who the key individuals are within that ministry. Take this weekend to do extensive reading and hit the ground running next week. And from my perspective, that relationship with the deputy and the civil service, who are there irrespective of the government of the day, is pivotal to successful tenure as minister. And I'm honored that the Premier's put this faith in me. I won't let him down, our government, the people who put me here, and our province. I'm very excited. This is a exciting file. This is a timely file. It's really generational. I mean, we are at a crossroads now in terms of where we go as a planet, as a province, as a country. And I'm excited to really work on that Made in Ontario Environment Plan.
What do you see as the number one priority in this file, David, for the next year that you'll be sitting as the Minister of Environment? Because we all know that we're about a year out now to the next general election.
Well, I think first and foremost, I mean, I owe it to really all of Ontarians and the people who put me here to just sink my teeth into it and to acclimatize myself with the many priorities, because I don't think there's just one. I think obviously, without question, climate change and what we're doing to address that, be it the electric vehicle strategy, as I spoke to you about, be it the fact that we've set ambitious targets for greenhouse gas reductions in the province of Ontario, targets that we're going to meet, and or the wetlands protection that we just recently announced locally. I mean, there are so many things, Mark, and I don't want to get too prescriptive because I haven't even had a chance to sit down with the team, and these are civil servants who work exceptionally hard to serve this province, and for me to not give them the respect of having that sit down, I just owe it to them to sit down, review those files, speak to the Premier, speak to Cabinet, and then I think I'll be able to hit you with a few more exciting priorities and where I hope to take the ministry.
David, at this time, who do you look for some guidance now, coming from being a backbench MPP to now a cabinet minister? Who currently sits in the government that you can turn to look for guidance and look for help?
Well, I think, first and foremost, speaking to former ministers, Ministers Urick, Minister Phillips, to talk to them about the important work that they've done, get their input. I've already had a few conversations with former ministers. I received a call from John Baird earlier today, who's held this portfolio, and I've had a phenomenal conversation with John. I think locally to people like David Lindsay, who is former head of Council of Ontario Universities. He's just taken on an important role with Infrastructure Ontario, but David was critical in the recycling program, the real monumental producer pay pivot that this government's made, and an important strategy that we've rolled out. So I think there are so many. I even heard David Tabucci sent me a note. He, of course, served as a provincial minister. I've received quite a few notes, and I'll really, from my perspective, there's no wealth of expertise that I won't unearth in this role to help advance these important environmental initiatives in the province of Ontario. So my ears are open, and at this stage, I'm really taking it in and going to sit, listen, learn, understand where the important work that the deputy and the civil service team have put in on this file. I talked to the Premier. I haven't even received the mandate letter yet, so I suspect that will come in the coming hours and days, and then hit the ground running for the people of this province.
David, did you in your ever wildest dreams 3 years ago when you ran as an MP in Northumberland Peterborough South that you'd be in the position where you are today?
No, I didn't. I knew that just the people and the team that we have, starts in the team right here in the constituency, the team I've worked with at Queen's Park, my colleagues, and just the support of the community. I mean, I love this job, love our community, and love the team that I work with here in the constituency office. And we've been doing a lot of exciting things and been working very hard, and it's a team effort. It's not any one individual. So from my perspective, I didn't think I would honestly be here, but I think that to have the support of family and the team and to have the confidence in the Premier, I'm very honored, and I look forward to this exciting next chapter.
David, thank you very much. I know you have to go. It's 4 o'clock, and I don't want to make you late for your first cabinet minister meeting. So thanks very much, David, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, Mark, and thanks for having me.